Now I want to start with one sum from a chapter of share capital transactions. This sum is from exercise. Look at the sum on the screen. First I will read the sum for you. I'll explain and I shall write journal entries for your understanding. Pass necessary journal entries in the books of company for forfeiture and reissue of forfeited shares from the following information. So you are required to write down journal entries 1 for forfeiture and reissue, and at the same time transfer to capital reserve. So these are the entries you are required to write down for these 3 questions. I start with first. Shri Sharma holds 400 equity shares of rupees 10 each in a company. He had paid application money 2.5 per share, allotment money rupees 3 per share on these shares, but could not pay first call money 2.5 per share. Company forfeited his shares before making final call. After necessary formalities, company reissued all these shares at a discount of rupees 3 per share. Now final call is not demanded. Shares are forfeited for non-payment of first call. Application and allotment dues are received. Company forfeited 200 equity shares of Banwari of rupees 10 each. Rupees 8 called up including discount 7 plus 1 discount. These shares were issued at a discount of 10%. Banwari had paid 5 per share. Out of the forfeited shares, 100 shares were reissued at rupees 7 per share as fully paid up. Very important point. Fully paid up to Shri Ramesh. Here the shares are issued at discount. Final call is not demanded because the full amount is not yet demanded and the shares are forfeited. And when the shares are reissued as fully paid up. So we have received calls in advance. Company forfeited 200 equity shares of rupees 10 each, issued at a premium of 10% for non-payment of allotment money rupees 4 per share, including premium, and first call rupees 2 per share. Rupees 8% including premium are called up. On these shares, company reissued all the forfeited shares for rupees 1800 as fully paid up shares. So here the amount called per share is not, full amount is not yet called. There is yet final call is to be demanded and received. Before that, shares are forfeited for non-payment and these shares are reissued as fully paid up. So once again in this sum also, where the shares are issued at premium, we are required to write down calls in advance in a reissue entry. This is what I have explained to you in brief. I will explain the same concept in detail while solving the sum. Let me start now. This is the first sum. Sharma holds 400 shares. He has paid application money 2.5 per share. So 2.5 on 400 shares is being received, that is a capital receipt. Allotment money 3 per share is also paid. So 400 into 3. This is the capital that has been received. Now first call 2.5 is not paid. So this is the amount not received. You have called how much? Company has called how much? 2.5 plus 3 plus 2.5, 8 rupees are called. Share is of rupees 10 each, 8 rupees are called. So final call is rupees 2. And before making final call, so 10 minus 8, 2 is the final call. Final call is not yet demanded and these shares are forfeited, on which capital called up is rupees 8. So after this stage the shares are forfeited and the final call is not demanded. That's an important point. Now I want to write down the forfeiture entry. When I write forfeiture entry, first, what happens? Shares are forfeited for non-payment of first call. The right, title and interest of the allottee are lost on forfeiture of shares. The called up capital is cancelled, for that equity share capital account is debited. Capital received will be credited to share forfeiture account, and the first call not received will be credited to share first call account. This is how forfeiture entry gets recorded. Let us start. Equity share capital account debit with the called up capital. So this is the total capital called up so far. That is how much? 8 rupees per share. On how many shares? 400 shares. 400 into 8, 3,200. Or if you make a total of these three numbers, it amounts to 3,200. So capital called up 3,200 is debited to equity share capital account. Why? Because the shares are forfeited. So equity share capital account debit 3,200. Now the first call is not received. Shares are forfeited. The first call is due but not received. As the shares are forfeited, it is not going to be received anytime in future. So that outstanding recoverable amount is to be written off. So share first call account is to be credited with 1,000. And amount already received is not now refundable. That gets credited to share forfeiture account. So share first call account credit 1,000 to share forfeiture account. This is the capital received that gets credited to share forfeiture account. This is how forfeiture entry gets recorded. Now all these shares are reissued. At what price? Company reissued all these shares at a discount of rupees 3 per share. Now discount per share 3 rupees are granted. So 3 rupees is known as reissue discount. What is the called up capital? 8. How much is the discount granted at the time of its reissue? 3 rupees. So what is the cash that has been received? 5 rupees per share. Observe the working. Per share, the capital to be credited on reissue is rupees 8. So total capital required to be credited is 3,200, which has been cancelled in a forfeiture entry. The reissue discount granted is rupees 3. That discount is granted out of this forfeiture income. So on 400 shares, 1,200 rupees is the discount granted, reissue discount granted. So cash received per share 5 rupees, and that on 400 shares at 5 rupees per share, 2,000 rupees are received. So amount received will be debited to bank account. Reissue discount granted will be debited to share forfeiture account, because reissue discount has to be granted out of forfeiture income, and the capital that was debited at the time of forfeiture gets credited on reissue of shares. Notice that journal entry. So this is the cash received, this is the reissue discount. This is the forfeiture details, this is the reissue details. Bank account debit 2,000. Share forfeiture account debit 1,200, reissue discount. This 1,200 discount is granted out of this received forfeiture income, and capital account gets credited 3,200 that was debited at the time of forfeiture. So 3,000 capital that was debited at the time of forfeiture gets credited when the shares are reissued. So 3,200 share capital account credit. Now I want to transfer the surplus of forfeiture income after granting reissue discount to capital reserve. So how much it is? 1,000 plus 1,200, 2,200. Reissue discount 1,200. The difference is to be transferred to capital reserve. If you want to work out in another way, share forfeiture income 2,200 credited. Forfeiture account is debited with 1,200. The amount to be transferred to capital reserve 1,000. So share forfeiture account debit 1,000 to capital reserve account credit 1,000. This is how journal entry for transfer to capital reserve gets recorded. Here I have prepared working. Here I have already recorded the journal entries, that is without narration. That will be demonstrated to you at the end with narration. Now let me start with the second sum, which is a part of this sum. This is the total. Now the second one. Company forfeited 200 equity shares of Banwari of rupees 10, is rupees 8 called up including discount 7 plus 1. These shares were reissued. These shares were issued at a discount of 10%. So they were originally issued at a discount of 10%. 10 rupees into 10%, 1 rupees a discount, that is evident here. Banwari has paid rupees 5 per share. Out of forfeited shares, 100 shares were reissued. See, 200 shares are forfeited and 100 are reissued. That is also another important point to be noticed by you. And rupees 7 per share is fully paid up. So, the called up capital is less than 10 at the time of forfeiture, and when the shares are reissued, they are reissued as fully paid up. So at the time of reissue entry, you are required to credit share capital account that was cancelled in a forfeiture entry, and over and above, you are going to receive calls in advance. That's an important understanding. Now let me prepare the working. 200 shares forfeited. The shares were issued at a discount of 10%, so 10 rupees into 10%, 1 is the discount. Amount to be collected 9 rupees per share, and 1 rupee is the discount that is going to be granted for these shares. 8 called up including discount. So this is the called up amount. So 7 plus 1, 8 is the called up. Share of 10, this is 8. So final call to, which has not yet been demanded. Now Banwari has paid rupees 5 per share. So 10 into 8, final call to. 1 rupee discount is granted to all shareholders who have applied for the shares in the company. So amount payable, 1 is the discount out of 8, 1 is the discount. Amount payable is 7. How much amount is paid by Banwari? He has paid only 5 rupees, that is application plus allotment paid by him 5 rupees. So out of 7, 5 is paid. So 2 rupees first call is not paid. 2 rupees first call is not paid. Observe this working, very important. Now this is what I have received. This is the discount allowed. This is the amount not received. Final call is not demanded. Uncalled rupees 2. Let me work out the amount. 200 into 1 discount allowed. 200 into 5 capital received. 200 into 2 400 amount not received. Now I want to forfeit this entry. The called up capital will be debited. Discount allowed at the time of original issue gets disallowed. So equity share discount account gets credited in a forfeiture entry. And the same discount once again debited at the time of reissue entry. Notice it. Here I am writing the forfeiture entry. So this is the called up capital. 200 into 8, 1600. Share capital account debit. 200 into 8, 1600, or the total of these 3 numbers. Now this discount gets disallowed. So share discount account credit 200. Capital received, that is credited to share forfeiture account, then the first call not received will be credited to first call account. So this is the capital received, that is credited to share forfeiture account, and not received is credited to first call account. This is how forfeiture entry gets recorded. After recording forfeiture entry, I am required to write the reissue entry. But shares reissue are 100 out of 200 forfeited shares. So let me work out what is the proposed amount of discount for 100 shares. What is the proposed capital received for reissue 100 shares? What is the proposed amount of first call not received on 100 shares? Let me work it out. So 200 shares details are this much. I want to find out details, all these details for reissued 100 shares. So on 100 shares discount, proportionate discount is 100. Capital received is 500, that has been forfeited and transferred to forfeiture account. This is the proportionate amount of first call. Now all these shares are reissued at what price? 7 per share is fully paid. So issue price is 7. Normal discount granted 1, 7 plus 1, 8. Out of 10, 8. 7 plus 1, 8. So out of 10, deduct 8. So you will get the reissue discount, additional discount over and above the normal discount, rupees 2 per share. So 100 into 7, 700 rupees are amount received on reissue of shares. Bank account debit, 100 into 7. Now the discount that was disallowed, normal discount, that is to be debited to share discount account. Now how much is the reissue discount? 700 plus 100, 800. 1000 minus 800. So 200 is the reissue discount. Now this reissue discount is granted out of forfeiture income. Which forfeiture income? Out of 500. Because that is a proportionate forfeiture income for 100 shares. And from this 500, this 200 discount is granted. This is an important understanding. And this reissue discount granted is out of forfeiture income. So share forfeiture account debit 200. Now on 100 shares, the called up capital that was cancelled in a forfeiture entry is to be credited. So share capital account debit, the total of these two, 800 is credited to equity share capital account. Now this final call has been received in advance because the shares are reissued as fully paid up. Shares are reissued as fully paid up. So final call has been received in advance at the time of reissue of shares. So 200 is to be credited to calls in advance. This is a very important point to be understood in this. Now I want to transfer surplus of forfeiture income, that is 500 minus 200, 300, that I am required to transfer to capital reserve. So share forfeiture account debit 500 minus 200, 300 to capital reserve account credit 300. This is how transfer to capital reserve entry gets recorded. Total of these entries 2900. This is how I have tried to explain the second question, which is a part of main question. Now I am to proceed with the third one. This is an important question to be understood. Now the third one. First I will read. Company forfeited 200 shares of 100 each issued at a premium of 10%. For non-payment of allotment money rupees 4 including premium, first call 2, rupees 8 including premium are called up per share. Company reissued all 200 forfeited shares at rupees 1800 as fully paid. Here also once again we are required to consider calls in advance at the time of reissue. Here the all shares are reissued. That is a point of difference as compared to the previous sum. Now how many shares are there? 200 shares. Share of 10 each issued at a premium of 10%. So 1 rupee is the premium. Total amount to be collected is 10 plus 1, 11 rupees. Non-payment of allotment money including premium. So 3 plus 1. This is the allotment recoverable amount. First call rupees 2. Called up on share 7 rupees. Now say 10 minus 7. 3 is the final call. Uncalled final call, 3 rupees. Now I want to work out the application. 10 minus 8. 2 is the application money. This calculation is very important. Now I will work out for 200 shares amount received and not called. Share capital and premium are the two elements. These are the columns made for received and not received. 200 into 2, 400 capital is received. 200 into 3, 600. Allotment is not received. First call is also not received. 200 into 1. This is the premium not received. Capital plus premium, both are not received, which were demanded with allotment. 200 into 2, first call not received. Notice that premium is not received. When the premium is not received and premium is credited on due basis, so security premium account gets debited in a forfeiture entry. Now, this is the capital that has been called up. So called up capital is 400 plus 600 plus 400, 1400. So equity share capital account debit 1400, 200 into 7. Security premium not received. This 200 is debited to security premium account. Now capital received will be credited to share forfeiture account. This allotment dues not received will be credited to equity share allotment account. First call not received will be credited to equity share first call account. So 400 capital received, share forfeiture account credit. Allotment not received, equity share allotment account credit. First call not received, equity share first call account. This is how forfeiture entry gets recorded. Now all these shares are reissued. So bank account debit 1800 shares are reissued at ₹9 per share and that is fully paid up. 2000 minus 1800, 200 is a reissue discount. That reissue discount is to be given out of forfeiture income. So share forfeiture account debit 200 to equity share capital account credit 1400. Notice 1800 plus 200 total is 2000. Here capital account is credited with 1400. Why? Because at the time of reissue of shares, shares are reissued as fully paid up. So this final call that was uncalled has been received in advance. That's an important point. So 200 into 3, 600 final call. Calls in advance received. So calls in advance account is credited with 600 rupees. So this is how reissue entry gets recorded. Now I want to transfer to capital reserve surplus of forfeiture income after reissue discount. This is the reissue discount 200. This is the capital received that has been credited to share forfeiture account. From this 400, 200 is the reissue discount is granted. So 400 minus 200, equity share forfeiture account debit 200 to capital reserve account credit 200. This is how transfer to capital reserve entry gets recorded. Now I want to have the total of debit and credit numbers. This is how it works out to be. I have tried to explain you all these three entries, all these three sums. I feel that you must have followed this sum. Thanks to all of you.